In a stunning development that has raised alarm across the United States, federal authorities have issued a warning that Iran may have considered launching a drone attack on California as retaliation for the ongoing war in the Middle East. The warning, reportedly circulated by the FBI to law enforcement agencies in California, suggests that Iranian planners allegedly explored the possibility of a surprise strike using unmanned aerial vehicles launched from a vessel positioned off the American coastline. The alert immediately triggered concern among security officials, analysts, and the public alike. For many Americans, the idea that a foreign adversary could potentially strike the U.S. mainland using drones represents a chilling escalation in modern warfare. It reflects a changing battlefield, one where advanced technology and unconventional tactics could bring conflict directly to American soil. According to the FBI bulletin reviewed by media outlets, intelligence indicated that as early as February 2026, Iran had allegedly expressed an aspiration to conduct a surprise attack against unspecified targets in California. The plan, according to the report, involved launching drones from an unidentified vessel located somewhere off the coast of the United States. However, authorities emphasize that the information remains limited and unconfirmed, with no details about the timing, method, or specific targets of such an attack. The revelation comes amid intensifying tensions between the United States, Israel, and Iran, as the region experiences one of the most dangerous periods of geopolitical instability in years. The current conflict has already seen missile and drone attacks across the Middle East, raising fears that the violence could expand beyond the region. Security experts warn that drone warfare has fundamentally transformed the nature of modern conflict. Unlike traditional weapon systems, drones can be launched from relatively small platforms, travel long distances, and strike targets with precision. They are also comparatively inexpensive, making them attractive tools for both state actors and non-state groups. In recent years, Iran has invested heavily in the development of unmanned aerial vehicles, including so-called kamikaze drones designed to explode upon impact. These systems have been used extensively in regional conflicts and have been supplied to allied groups across the Middle East. Their growing presence on the battlefield has demonstrated how effective and disruptive such weapons can be. The FBI's warning suggests that U.S. intelligence officials have been increasingly concerned about the possibility that similar tactics could one day be used against targets in the United States itself. The concept of launching drones from a ship positioned offshore is particularly troubling, because it could allow attackers to operate outside traditional detection systems until the moment of launch. Still, authorities have stressed that the alert should be viewed as a precaution rather than confirmation of an imminent attack. Officials have stated that there is currently no specific intelligence indicating that such a strike is about to occur. The warning was distributed primarily so that state and local law enforcement agencies could remain vigilant and prepared for potential threats. California officials acknowledged that they are aware of the warning and are coordinating closely with federal authorities. State emergency management teams, law enforcement agencies, and homeland security officials are reportedly working together to monitor the situation and ensure that precautionary measures are in place. The warning highlights a broader concern among security agencies: the possibility that adversaries could attempt unconventional forms of retaliation if conflicts abroad escalate further. Experts note that Iran has historically relied on asymmetric tactics, often employing proxy groups or indirect methods rather than engaging in direct confrontation with stronger military powers. In this context, drones represent a particularly attractive tool. They can be launched remotely, are difficult to intercept in large numbers, and can be deployed in ways that complicate attribution. This means that even a small-scale attack could have significant psychological and political consequences. Another concern raised in intelligence discussions is the potential activation of sleeper cells or affiliated networks operating outside Iran's borders. Some analysts believe that Tehran has cultivated relationships and influence in regions throughout Latin America and elsewhere, which could theoretically be used to support operations abroad.
However, experts caution against jumping to conclusions. Intelligence reports often include scenarios that are considered possible but not necessarily likely. In many cases, authorities share these warnings precisely so that potential threats can be monitored and mitigated before they materialize. Former intelligence officials say that distributing alerts to local law enforcement is a standard part of the national security process. When agencies become aware of information suggesting a potential threat, even if it is unconfirmed, they often share it with state and local partners so that they can remain alert and prepared. At the same time, the idea of a drone attack on American soil raises broader questions about homeland defense. Unlike conventional military threats, drones can be launched from relatively close distances and may evade radar systems designed to detect larger aircraft. In response to these evolving risks, the United States has been expanding its counter-drone capabilities. Military bases, major cities, and critical infrastructure sites are increasingly equipped with technology designed to detect and disable unmanned aerial systems. But protecting an entire coastline presents enormous challenges. California alone has more than 800 miles of coastline, including major population centers such as Los Angeles, San Diego, and San Francisco. Monitoring such a vast area requires extensive coordination among federal, state, and local agencies. Despite these challenges, officials emphasize that there is currently no credible evidence that an attack is imminent. The warning is part of a broader effort to ensure that law enforcement agencies remain prepared for any potential developments. Political leaders have also sought to reassure the public. Authorities have stated that the situation is being closely monitored and that the government has the resources and capabilities necessary to respond to potential threats. Still, the warning serves as a stark reminder of how rapidly global conflicts can influence domestic security. What begins as a regional confrontation can have ripple effects that extend thousands of miles away. The ongoing conflict between the United States, Israel, and Iran has already reshaped the geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. Military strikes, retaliatory attacks, and escalating rhetoric have created a volatile environment where miscalculation could lead to further escalation. Against this backdrop, intelligence agencies are watching carefully for signs that the conflict could spill beyond the region. For residents of California and the broader United States, the FBI warning may feel unsettling. Yet security experts say it is important to understand the difference between a precautionary alert and an active threat. In many cases, such alerts never lead to actual attacks. Instead, they serve as an early warning system, allowing authorities to increase surveillance, strengthen security measures, and prevent potential plots before they can be carried out. Nonetheless, the possibility that a foreign power could contemplate striking the U.S. mainland using drones highlights the evolving nature of modern warfare. As technology advances, the boundaries between distant battlefields and domestic security become increasingly blurred. The coming weeks may reveal more about the intelligence that prompted the FBI's warning. Investigators and analysts will continue to examine the information, assess its credibility, and determine whether additional precautions are necessary. For now, officials are urging vigilance without panic. Law enforcement agencies across California remain on alert, and federal authorities continue to monitor the situation closely. The message from officials is clear. While there is no confirmed threat at this time, preparedness is essential in an era where conflicts can take unexpected forms. As the world watches the unfolding tensions in the Middle East, one question remains at the forefront of national security discussions. Could the next battlefield extend far beyond the region and reach the shores of the United States itself? Only time will tell. But one thing is certain: the era of drone warfare has already arrived, and its implications for global security are only beginning to be understood.